This is the Combiner Wars Generation 2 Menasor box set. Look at this box. It looks awesome. A great painting of G2 Menasor destroying stuff. It says it includes 6 figures, a poster, and a card is included. There's a list of figures at the top. On the back, it shows Menasor in toy form in those crazy G2 colors. And a short description. Pause to read it. Here you see Motormaster, Dragstrip, Dead End, Breakdown, Breakneck, and BlackJack. Let's get this opened. Inside you get the 6 Stunticons, some weapons, some fist foot pieces, 1 sheet of instructions, double-sided, a collector's card with G2 Menasor, and this small poster, printed on cardstock. This poster shows G1 Menasor for some reason instead of G2, and is only 11 by 14 inches big. But it is nice that all the paperwork came in this nifty brown envelope, so it doesn't get any creases in it. Other than the different colored plastic, they sport some pretty radical printed graphics with G2 symbols on there somewhere. Here is Motormaster. This is Dead End. In bright red this time. The G2 symbols on the fuel cap, and a giant one on the hood. This is Dragstrip. And he is now in blue and black with a yellow seat. The G2 symbol is right in front of the seat. This one's Breakdown. He has a large G2 symbol on the hood again. It says 94 Racing and gold painted windows. Breakneck is a recolor of Dead End with a G2 symbol on the hood, with some crazy digital graphics on the roof. This is purple BlackJack with a small G2 symbol on the front and some nice blue doors. Stunticons merge! You can transform these parts into different configurations, but I will put them in the official combined mode. If you want to see more details of the individual figures, check out my blog and other videos of the individual figures. As you can tell, this is a direct repaint of the original Combiner Wars Menasor figures, except it is packaged together in a box set. And you get Breakneck instead of Off-Road. You can see a G2 symbol on the back in this mode, and only a tiny little sideways G2 symbol on the front on BlackJack. One thing that is really apparent is his body proportions are a little bit strange. His torso is way too small and his legs are way too long, so it makes his arms look really long as a result. The feet are also super tiny. BlackJack itself juts out too far, and the chest plate is also too small to properly fill the chest area. BlackJack also falls out very easily with any sort of movement. But with BlackJack out of the picture, the chest has lots of great molded details. Too bad it isn't painted. To put it bluntly, the articulation is quite awful. His head rotates left and right, looks up and down, and can bob his head back and forth. Trying to move his arms, Motormaster's shoulders will immediately come apart. As you can see here, it just pops out whenever you're trying to move the arm. You have to hold on to the shoulder to move the arms properly. His arms can go all the way around if you are careful, and outwards at 90 degrees. It has a bicep swivel, and has rotating fists, movable thumbs, and fingers. With Dead End as his arm, it has some problems with the doors blocking the arm rotation. On the elbows, Dead End can bend at the upper joint but not the lower joint, as the knees do not bend backwards. Also, the feet come apart quite easily. Dragstrip on the other arm doesn't have that knee joint issue. It can bend at the hips and knees, so it acts as a double jointed elbow for Menasor. And it also doesn't have the kibble blocking the arms. There is no waist joint on Menasor. His knees can bend 90 degrees and can rotate at the knees. Click, click, click. These are all clicky joints, so that's awesome. You can spin the feet, but there are no ankle rockers. The legs on breakneck also split quite easily like Dead End. I'll put it back later. Now the worst part of this figure are still the hips. There is a little plate that is supposed to keep the hips bent in the proper angle, but it comes loose very easily, as you can see, and you end up bending it on the outside hips instead of the clicky inside hips. Hold on to this plate tightly when you want to bend the hips. You can move the legs forward this far or backwards this far. You can bend the hips outwards one click, but why would you want a stance this wide? And there is no room to bend it inwards. So in the end, you will only have one freestanding leg pose. Size comparison time. Menasor stands about 29 centimeters high. Here he is next to Combiner Wars Megatron, MP01, Voyager Megatron, and Deluxe Bumblebee. One of the oddities with this figure is Breakdown's foot piece is painted blue, instead of being molded in blue, so the colors don't quite match up with the other three pieces. This figure is pretty bad. Unless you are a die-hard G2 fan and like these colors, it is hard to recommend getting this figure. If you really want a Menasor figure despite all the issues I've mentioned, and you cannot find the original pieces in the store or get them used, then I'm not going to stop you from paying an inflated price for this set. That's it for now. See you next time.